Hello everyone, my name is Ada. I'm a medical doctor and author of your go-to book for singles titled Leap of Faith. Actually, interestingly, if you've not had this book, you've not been able to get this book, I've been talking and we've been having a series of episodes for singles. And I want to introduce the book Leap of Faith. So if you've not gotten a copy, please go to my page, try and get a copy. Promises to be very impactful for singles. We'd love it to have a copy. There's been lots of feedbacks regards the impact of the book. So I've been talking for a while. Previous series and episode we discussed about understanding your season of singlehood, and it's interesting that we know that this season is an invaluable season that if we are not prepared for the challenges and the things that come with it, we could be swept off our feet and cave in into the wrong decisions and live a life of regret. So once again, my name is Ada. You're welcome on board to the singlehood, the series on singlehood. And today I'll be talking about dealing with the challenges, dealing with the pressures, especially the pressures of singlehood, dealing with the pressures of singlehood. And in this series, I'm going to be highlighting one, are the pressures of singlehood real? Do people really go through these pressures? Or is it something that people make up? Are the pressures real? And then I'll be also answering the question, in what form, in what shape, in what way do these pressures occur? If they occur, how do they present? And then once again, I'll also be talking about what happens when singles don't deal with these pressures. What happens? What consequences arise? What consequences comes from not dealing with these pressures? Then finally, I'll be discussing on the point of how singles can deal with the pressures of singlehood. How singles can deal with these pressures, because there are things people need to know. Yes, that people are not talking about this doesn't mean that it's not occurring. It's not people's reality. It's something that people need to talk about, people need to know as regards dealing with these pressures. So once again, you're welcome on board. And today I'm discussing on the topic dealing with the pressures of singlehood, in case if you just joined. So in talking about these pressures, I'll start by saying that we live in a very fast-paced society. Yes, we do. We live in a very fast-paced society. We live in a society that now people don't need to wait for anything. People don't need to go through the processes for things. Whatever you have or whatever you desire, it could be brought to you in the snap of a finger. Like if you want to watch a movie, you don't even need to wait until it's being shown on DSTV anymore. You just go to Netflix and just watch it at your own pace, at your own convenience. And if you want to eat something, you don't even need to bother yourself cooking about. You can just make an order for a fast food to deliver it at your doorstep. If you want to go somewhere, you just order a taxi, Uber, or any of them. They could just come and pick you up. If you want to travel, you just pick the next available flight. So things are happening so fast, from the Instagram to the MoneyGram. Life now occurs at the speed of life, at speed of light. And the fact is that these things have a way of shaping our perspectives. They have a way of shaping our perceptions. So when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriages, we find out that people want things to be happening so fast for them, and people are not willing to go through that process, through that pressure anymore. And the sad reality is that indirectly as this occurs, there are some people that, yes, things happen fast for them, and that's cool, that's fine. And there are some other people that they'll have to go through the processes. Maybe there are people that will have to wait, that will have to go through one or two things, challenges when it comes to relationship. And those are the people that have to deal with the pressures that come from society, from family, from friends, or whatnot. These people have to deal with the pressures. So how do they go about dealing with these pressures? Are these pressures real? Of course they are. I know of a lady, beautiful lady, smart lady, intelligent lady, God-fearing. She was working in a top blue chip company, so she had it going so fast for her in her career. But like somehow her relationship life wasn't working. She wasn't fitting in. She was sitting in her career professionally. She was sitting already with in management board meetings with CEOs, making decisions. But for her relationship life, things weren't working, and she was in her mid-30s, almost getting into her late 30s. So it was a source of concern for her. And people were kind of bad-mouthing her, that kind of a thing. So people would be like, you're a lady, your time is ticking. Your time is flying. Yes, those things are true, and sometimes those people, it's not their fault, and she had to deal with this pressure. At a point, she was under so much pressure that it tilted into depression. This is someone's reality and someone's true life story I'm trying to explain. It tilted into depression that it started affecting her work. She needs to pick up herself. You see younger people who are married, they begin to talk back at you, begin to be sarcastic and rude and all that. So she was so under pressure, worried and depression to make it happen, pay any price to get into that relationship. But after so much counseling and therapy, she got back her feet. And that's to tell you that this is people's reality. Are there pressures? Yes, there are pressures. The same way women that get married go through pressures when they don't have the fruit of the womb. So people will begin to ask them, what's happening? Like as if they're holding their ovaries or something. But that's just the same way some singles go through a whole lot of pressure. So it's interesting and important that people prepare their minds, prepare themselves for this pressure, because if you don't, if you don't know how to confront this pressure, you either find yourself caving in, either find yourself becoming a victim of circumstances, making wrong decisions that can either make you live in regret at the end of the day. So that's one of the reasons why we're having this session. We want to talk about how singles can deal with the pressures that come. And yes, we've established the fact that these pressures are real, and I'm going to be discussing next about in what form and in what shapes, in what occurrences do these pressures come. Sit tight, enjoy this series. I believe you're going to really get a whole lot of content. And as we're going to continue, we're going for a short interlude in the next series. I look forward to explaining how singles can deal with these pressures and in what form these pressures can occur. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out my page. Don't forget to get a copy of the books. If you know someone that is single that needs, at this point in time, just prepare yourself. The person needs to be prepared. The person needs to be talked to about. You can get a book. The question to so many people's problems might just be in a book. Thank you very much, and it's been fantastic discussing with you. God bless.